What the is going on?
I like to party.
Jesus, honey, wax.
This is Unwaxed
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
with Sophia and Sistine Stallone.
We just become best friends, and welcome back to another episode of Unwaxed with your favorite sisters, Sophia and Sistine. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for listening in to another week. Okay, I just want to preface this episode. I'd like to start off this way. We read your comments. We understand the sound quality is bad. We are embarrassed by it. We listened to it. We're embarrassed. But guess what, you guys? We are doing this over Zoom, and it's COVID. All of the studios are shut down, and we don't have a home studio. You guys, we're using Zoom audio. If you want to see our setup right now, our computer is currently stacked on a knife set, some random boxes, our microphone, which isn't even attached. You guys, this is a prop. We're tricking you. Is on my mom's skincare product. We are frauds. So we're frauds. We know the audio sucks. Take this out at this point. I just felt more legit with that, but it's fine. The point is, we know the audio sucks. We hear you. We appreciate you writing in, but don't give us less stars because that is not even nice. We hear you and you can't hear us. Doesn't mean we deserve a 1 star. All right, maybe 3. Yeah, at least 3. We upload, we do their Instagram. So if you haven't been able to tell if you're watching this or not, we're back in LA. And the journey to LA was kind of an interesting one. And right when it happened, I thought I had to share it on the podcast because it was just so random. And of course, it's something that we would obviously run into. Yeah, so let me just start out by, we're coming to the airport. We're all ready to go. Yep. Bags are packed, checked in. We got our giant water bottles that we usually get. Eating a sandwich. But we got hungry. Yeah. We're like, said, hey, maybe they'll have a pickle sandwich somewhere. And guess what? They had a pickle sandwich. So we looked first. We went to our gate and we saw the screen and it said the time that our flight would be going. But for some reason in our brains, we thought it was when they were boarding. I don't know why we ever thought that. 3 people could not figure out that the time of departure was different than the time of boarding. We've gone to the airport and we've done this. Yeah, so it's just a big brain fart on all of our parts. So we're sitting down, we're eating our sandwich, thinking we have all of the time in the world. And we're just munching away, enjoying ourselves. All of a sudden we get a tap on our shoulder. And this 18-year-old and a mom, it looks like, comes up to us and goes, hi, we're related. We're Stallone. And I go, huh? I think there's more. But things, we thought we knew everyone from our family. We don't have like skeletons in the closet of family members we don't know about. We know about all of them. But this one came from the Stallone side, and she goes, I don't want to say her first and last name. Like, I'm going to call her Anna. Her name was like Anna Stallone. And she goes, I'm your cousin. We're like, oh, alrighty then. Cousin. Here we go. Where'd you come from? Super sweet. She lives in Florida. Just, crazy, right? Just crazy. So we start strolling up to our gate. We thought, seems like we've spent enough time eating a sandwich. It's time to get on the flight. You forgot a part. What? You forgot a part. While we're eating our sandwich, a girl behind us goes, hey, I was listening to you guys. Did you go to USC? And I go, I did. I graduated 2019. She goes, I'm a freshman. And then a guy next to us, an older man, goes, fight on, I'm an alum. Oh, class of 77. What the fuck is going on? I was like, where are we running into all these people? At the smallest airport in Florida, there's no one there. It's funny because you go to the airport to not socialize or talk to anyone, unless you're like that guy that says at like the Chili's bar. Like, don't be that guy. But if you are, that's fine. It's fine. But, we go there not expecting to see or talk to anyone. Yeah. We just run into old family members. We run into some USC students, alum. Back. So we finish our sandwich and we go, okay, we have a couple minutes. Let's go peruse Chili's. Yeah, let's go. We have time. Let's go to Chili's. We go to Chili's, check it out. We go, ooh, yum. All of a sudden, we come out of Chili's, we see our gate, and we see no one's there. People that are taking the tickets to let us onto the plane. But there's no one there. Like saying, hurry up. They're looking at us. It's like, let's go. Come on, you're late. And I go, am I late? From across the way. And she goes, yeah. And we started sprinting towards the plane, and he starts laughing, and they're like, you're the last ones on this flight. We waited to open the doors, but we saw you guys earlier, so we knew you were in the airport. We just knew you were late. They were about to come find us. So we thought, oh my God, we made it. we're fine. We're
fine.
on the plane. We're just not going to tell Jen and Sly this little
No.
story because they're going to roast us.
They're
and
gonna
they're going to make fun of us.
And they're gonna be like, we can't navigate an airport.
Okay, so we think we're in the clear. They come home yesterday and they land, and the first thing they say to us when they walk in the kitchen, it goes, so we heard you almost missed your flight. All of the flight attendants ratted on you guys and told the very story of us coming out of Chili's.
We got thrown under the bus. Not
Hard.
just tossed. We got slammed into it. And so now my parents think we can't navigate an airport. Well,
Fun, good times.
come with us.
In other news, a day has come that I never thought would ever come. The day Sophia joined a dating app. I know, if you guys are avid listeners, you'd know Sophia roasted me hard for being on Hinge. And look at you, on it. On
Okay,
it.
so my sister has believed that my dating life is shit.
Well, it is.
It is. It's not great. I agree. It's been a couple years since I've had anything serious, and she thinks I need to get back on the saddle.
You're gonna get on that horse,
But
Sophia.
I'm not a dating app person. I've used one before. As you guys know, I tried it out for a month.
Okay.
Didn't work out. The choices, no offense to anyone that's met anybody on it, not for me. I like in person. I like getting to know someone. But she's convinced me. She has convinced me a lot. It took a lot of convincing.
You guys, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to find Sophia a date. We're gonna take it back old school Unwaxed. We're gonna try to find her a date. We're gonna report back how it went. We're gonna keep you guys in the loop.
Oh, also, let's just mention something. We've heard around the crowds that people are scared to date us now.
Yeah, because y'all think we're gonna talk about you on the
Which
show.
is
True.
But let me explain this.
Just don't do anything bad.
If it's an
Yeah.
average date, we're not going to say anything.
Yeah.
If it's a great date, you want us to talk about it.
And
So
if
how
you do
great you
something
are.
absolutely
Horrible.
heinous, then of course we have to share.
Like, just like you
so
would.
all you have to do is just be an extremely average person, and we won't share
Just,
anything.
yeah, make it not amazing,
Yes.
but also make it not horrible. Just be
I know.
really,
I feel like we're really screwing
average.
ourselves with this
I
podcast.
know, this is really-
Because people actually are saying,
no, people are.
we don't want to go out with you because we're afraid you're going to talk about us. But I do it for the love of the listeners. I know you guys love it.
And also,
so-
if you guys tell me, just right off the bat, like, can you not mention anything?
we'll use a fake name.
Of course,
I'm just kidding.
we'll use a fake name. Of course, we will not mention you. We'll just pretend it was never you. But no, we will respect privacy.
On that note,
Let's move on.
we are going to do an unsolicited advice. We do have a guest coming on, but we're going to do this before she comes on. And let's get right into it. Sophia, do you want to explain how they can submit a question?
As you guys know, we love answering your questions. So what you can do is go to Apple Podcasts, go to the write a review section, give us that 5 stars, and write the question. Also a kind comment, because we love your comments and we hear you. Our audio sucks. We get it. We're not happy.
But I
about
have
it
to
either.
say, since last week, you guys have done a really great job with that.
Yeah.
A lot more comments came through. Shout out to all you guys who did it correctly. I really
We love you
appreciate
guys. Thank you guys so much. Let's get into it. We're going to answer 2 questions, and because we were going to decide on one of them, but I think we love both of them. So we'll answer the first one really quick. And it says, I love your podcast. I feel like I've learned so much and grown since listening. Anytime I go through tough times, I decide to listen to Unwaxed, and it gets my day 10 times better. Thank you. You're so sweet. But my name is Sophia, and I also have a question. Great name. What is your love language? I'd love to know this. Love you guys.
Oh.
And that's a great question, because Sistine and I have actually been talking about wanting to do part of a segment about love language and why it's important actually to take it, because you learn a lot of things by yourself and the relationship you're in.
Can I guess yours, and do you want to guess mine?
Yeah,
And
sure.
I'll tell you what the answer is.
Okay, guess mine.
I feel like yours is a little bit physical touch and words of affirmation. Am I right?
Yeah, I actually have 3.
Oh.
No, but you got 2 of them right. Physical touch, words of affirmation, and I like quality. No. It was I think, access or helping out.
Acts of service.
Acts of service. Yeah, because I think I like physical touch when it's not PDA. I like just like the intimate, like hug, kiss. Like I'm a very affectionate person. I like cuddling sometimes. I like someone telling me how they feel. I like someone telling me, being vulnerable, vocalizing their emotions with me. And I like when someone helps me out or does something on the side that I didn't even ask them to do, and they just do it.
What do you think mine is?
I think yours is gifts. I think yours is.
What? You think I'm that shallow that I need
I'm
to
gonna guess 3 gifts. I'm gonna say physical touch and words of affirmation.
You know, you really threw me off with the gifts one. All right,
what is it?
I screenshotted it. Words of affirmation, quality time. Okay. Receiving gifts was my lowest one. You were very wrong. Thank you very much. No, I think that quiz is a little bit whacked out though. I think I need to retake it. I think we should retake it like every year. I actually think we need to retake it
because I took that literally like 3-4 years ago, and I guarantee my answers would be different now.
Yeah.
But I do think if you guys ever are looking to do something like that, definitely do it and have your partner do it too, because you learn what they like and you learn what you like, and it becomes very symbiotic and the relationship is better. Moving on. Next question.
All right, question for Sistine and Sophia, obviously. I'm curious where you two plan on taking the podcast. Grow bigger on platforms, / more YouTube, and do you have any other ideas for ventures you want to take on, either together or separately? Ooh, that's a lot. That's a heavy question.
That's a lot of
Thank you, Elliot Thomas.
Information.
Okay, so where we plan on taking the podcast. We talked about this a little bit last week. Exciting things happening. We can't talk about it, but Sophia and I do want to dabble in merch, and we sort of want to get into that whole realm.
Yeah.
We're still trying to figure out whether you guys would wear something that says Unwaxed on it, because it is a bit aggressive.
We might need a logo. Maybe we'll do a university.
We would love to do that. Sophia and I also love the idea of uploading more on YouTube, whether that's a vlog or I don't know. It's whatever you guys want to see.
Actually, please let me know what you guys would want out of this, even more so, because we have some ideas that we've always talked about, maybe vlogging a bit or maybe showing some behind the scenes, not just of the podcast, but what we do in our day.
And other adventures that we'd want to take on. Like Sophia and I love being off script and talking and communicating with people. So whether that's hosting or just being some sort of TV presence.
We love that. We also love the idea of business in not just the restaurant world, but just like this. We love service. We love communicating with people, and I don't know, maybe in the future we'll do something like that. We're constantly formulating ideas, and yes, we do have ideas separately that we want to pursue, but right now we love working with each other, and I think numbers empowers, and at the moment we are pretty goddamn.
And we haven't killed each other yet.
We haven't killed each other yet. We're still here.
It's going great. I would love to talk about the guest that we have coming on today.
Yes. Her name is Kalil. She is a NASA Sports Illustrated model 2021. She is so beautiful.
This conversation is going to prove that you can be extremely smart and extremely beautiful. You don't have to have either one. She is incredible. She is so funny and sweet, and I think you guys are going to love this conversation.
If anything, you guys are going to gain just an overall sense of happiness and glee just because of how
it's just fun.
She radiates.
Yeah,
so
it's fun.
I hope you guys like it, and stay tuned. This Minnesota native, which we have family in Minnesota, went from an immunology laboratory to the pages of Sports Illustrated. She has made everyone fall in love with her quirky, hilarious, and honest personality, and continues to make waves in the modeling world since signing with Wilhelmina. Am I correct with that? Perfect.
Yes, so they were my first agency, yes.
Yay! Oh, I love that. She started Nerd Herd and was just announced on being on SI 2021. This is Kalil. Oh my god. I was like kind of worried. I'm like, I need to fact check myself, make sure I got all of those things ready.
Wait, you said Wilhelmina was your first agency? Are you with someone else now?
So I am actually in between agencies right now.
Okay.
So they were my first agency that I ever signed with. Like I shot Sports Illustrated swimsuit for the first time with no agency whatsoever. Zero modeling.
Representing yourself for a while.
Hold on, that's pretty baller. That's really cool.
I felt like I was like super BA. I was like, okay, like girl with no agent, shooting SI. This is my first real modeling.
She doesn't need help. She got it herself. She does not need help.
So I definitely needed some help, but
no, I mean you did it on your own anyway, and I would love to just talk about how you transitioned from, I could say maybe 2 extremely polar opposite jobs. I mean, you studied biomedical science, and you're also a Sports Illustrated model. How do those 2 worlds even collide for you?
Oh man, it's been a weird transition going from the medical world to a world where somebody just only looks at this. Like I used to be able to walk into a room, right? And people would be like, okay, what does she know? You know, what's her laboratory training? What is her background? Now I walk into a room and they're like, what are your measurements? Well, how tall are you? And it's gone from like this one polar extreme where they just viewed me based on what I knew in my mind to this other polar extreme where they viewed me based on what this looks like. And so I'm trying, hopefully, to be an advocate for combining the two, because as a human being, we're more than just this, and we're more than just this. We're both at the same time. So if we can combine those two, and we can show the world who we are and what we are powerhouses.
That's so true, because, you know, I was saying to Sistine that I was reading all about you, watching interviews. You're hilarious. You're so beautiful, and you're really, really smart. And I was thinking that with our case, sometimes people assume something. They go, okay, they're in the public eye, they come from a famous family, and I guarantee they're not hardworking and they're not very smart, and they don't care about school or the community or anything. But in retrospect, we actually do. And do you feel like you get a lot of preconceived notions now that you're in the Sports Illustrated world or modeling world?
Absolutely. So when I first, again, it's like when you first walk into a room as a model, which I am not used to, like it's been 4 years.
It's intimidating.
I'm still not used to it. When you walk into that room, they expect you just to be good at this. Just be good at knowing your angles.
Being a clothing hanger,
Exactly. Like, wow, she's a beautiful clothing hanger. They don't expect anything deeper than that. Like, there's no extra level to you as a model, and it's sad that people perceive it that way.
It is.
But I've been hoping to change people's minds. So whenever I go to like a modeling party or a gig or I'm on set, I'm like, I am going to change people's minds. Like, I'm going to show people.
So how do you change people's minds when you're on set?
I just try to have a conversation with them. Like, I love to get to know the makeup artist's journey to, you know, finding her passion or his passion, the hair artist's journey, the photographer's journey. And then once they talk about their journeys, I'm able to talk about mine. And once I start talking about mine, they're like, wait a second. She's a model, but she was an immunologist and she studied medicine. These two things in my brain,
they don't add up. They don't add up.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like you're not trying to prove to people, like, I am smart. I swear to God, like, this is me. Because there is a difference between proving to people you are smart, but then we're just naturally showing. I'm multifaceted. I have a lot of layers to me. And I think a lot of people need to do that. It's just, I think it also comes from a state of, you're just very vulnerable and honest. You're just very,
but like tapping in on that, being vulnerable and honest, also I feel like ties into being very confident and sure with yourself. And just talking to you right now and seeing you on social media, like you exude this bright light when you're on the camera, and you really do. But it obviously doesn't come naturally to a lot of people. So how did that sort of come about you?
Like, what would you tell people if they had to have more confidence?
Oh man, so I'm a huge nerd, right? Like everyone knows it. I am a huge nerd. I love it. It's who I am.
So am I. Do not even worry. Like
we're watching anime last
night. We play video games. Like we built bionicles when we were growing up. Like glasses, the dorky haircut. That was me. Like
nerd herd represent. I love it.
Thank you.
So I always tell girls when they're like, I want to be a model. How did you do it? What did you do? And I'm like, I studied. I put in my time. I would look up every old school vintage Cindy Crawford video, Heidi Klum video, Claudia Schiffer video, all of these like amazing women that have pioneered the modeling industry for women like me. I wanted to watch the way that they moved, the way that they communicated with their eyes, their body, their face. And that's how I learned. I mean, I sat in front of a computer for hours on end watching YouTube videos.
Well, it's so funny because your background, it comes from studying and working hard in the textbooks, and now you're studying in the modeling world. So I think it's really funny how you were able to incorporate the two. And you brought up nerd herd a few times, and I would love to explain to our listeners a little bit more about what you do with that.
So nerd herd was actually an initiative that started on social media that I was just kind of messing around with. So the backstory of Nerd Herd is back in the day when I would go to all my nerdy clubs. I have an older sister, and you know older sisters, they love to give you crap.
Oh yeah.
That's me. I love to give her
Queen
crap.
of giving me crap.
I'm just a perfectionist. I just analyze
my life too?
Yes, of course.
Exactly. Thank you. So I would go to my nerdy clubs. Like I was the captain of Montreal. I was the captain of chess club, like duct tape club, you name it. That was me.
That was me in chess club.
Yes, girl. So my sister would always be like, oh, Haley's going off to nerd herd. Like she's going off to her nerd herd. And so that was always kind of a derogatory statement for me, and it hurt my feelings. So then when I got older and realized that your intellectual presence is power, I was like, nerd herd is not an insult. Nerd herd is such a compliment. Like if somebody says you're part of the nerd herd, I'm like, heck yes, I am.
So you're proud. It's really empowering for women just to own their brain. I agree.
Yes.
You know, I think in this, unfortunately, the times that we live in now, I feel like all women are sort of just looked at as one tier below, and they're never looked at for their intelligence. It's always about what's on the outside. How skinny does she look on the red carpet? Like, oh, her hair looks nice, but no one ever questions, oh, she actually wrote that movie. Like, oh, she actually, that came out of her brain. So I think it's really cool what you're doing.
Yeah. And it, also sounds like your confidence comes from knowledge of you just saying, I know who I am, I know what I know, and I'm just gonna own that. And I feel like people, it's like you don't really put that together because people just say, oh, like fake it till you make it, or confidence, or confidence just comes naturally and you just have to believe it and then you'll have it. But I really think which isn't true. I think it's all about knowledge. If you really know who you are, you really own what you know, and then you love what you love, and it just, that's what comes naturally. And it seems like that's what you do very fluidly.
Well, thank you. I mean, I am grateful that I have my backstory. I have 2 engineers as parents. So
you engineer parents?
Oh
my God. So you're very meticulous about everything.
Ridiculous. So when I was like, I want to be a model, they were like, there's no way in heck.
There's no way. Yeah.
You are going into the sciences. So I'm thankful that my mother always told me there's nothing more powerful than an intelligent woman. And that always stuck with me.
That's because my mom used to say that to us.
Be that. Like I wanted to
No, that's true. There's one thing that no one can ever take away from you is your education.
Exactly.
And like so that is something 100%.
What's in here
100%. Yeah. So I love this movement that you're starting and you're preaching this. It's such a good message. I want to talk a little bit about your Sports Illustrated photos because holy cow, please drop your butt routine. Your body is chef's kiss beautiful.
So beautiful. Oh my God.
What did you do to prepare? How long did you train before? Or was there even any training? Are you just genetically gifted? What is your
I mean, my mom weighs like 100 pounds just naturally.
Yeah.
So I get that from my mother. I can thank her for that. But the great thing about Sports Illustrated swimsuit, which a lot of people don't know, is there's this saying around the models that usually when you get booked for a job, you're like, oh no, I need to cut down on what I eat. I need to make sure that my body looks perfect. The running joke is book Sports Illustrated, eat a hamburger. Like be yourself. That's their entire running
Sports
joke.
Illustrated is totally changing the narrative. And they're like, we want all body types. We don't want Victoria's Secret stick figures. Okay, so that's awesome.
Like they want you.
You still looked incredible. So what did you do? I still like need your workout.
Because you probably, I think I read that you do like light workouts, like weight training a bit.
So every day, I just think that a healthy lifestyle breeds a healthy mind, which breeds a healthy everything, right?
Well, we work out every day just for our mental health.
Yeah.
Like it feels good. Yeah.
Especially right now, it's like we have so many stressors in the world. Like the world is crazy right now. So there's nothing better than getting like a good sweat in. Like you just go there. Like if something's pissing you off, you're like, I'm just gonna get everything out of me like right now.
It's so good. It builds endorphins. It's the best.
Yes. And so I also have some health conditions, so I couldn't eat certain foods. So I thought, okay, this is a great time during quarantine to like get my diet on track, to get my workouts on track, to start drinking more water because I was drinking literally 0. I'm like,
I can attest. Terrible to that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Red Bull.
Terrible.
I got my tea. I was like, I would
she's
Red Bull.
Why didn't we drink tea? My God.
We should have drinking. I know.
What are we
This
doing?
is just like chemicals in a can.
So it's sort of.
I love those chemicals in a can. Those were my favorite chemicals in a can.
Let's go. Let's go. So it's sort of just your natural, healthy lifestyle. Just it wasn't hard for you to prepare. It sort of just came easy.
It was definitely easy as far as like once you have your healthy lifestyle down. That's hard to do though. Oh my goodness, because I love
consistency is
so much.
Domino's lava cake. Are you kidding me? What are the little like cinnamon sugar like bread?
The one with the icing.
You dunk it in the icing.
Yes.
Get out of here with that. Yeah, no.
Full on.
But you treated yourself to a lava cake after the shoot.
Tons of lava
cake. Okay, good.
And I remember walking in once I booked Sports Illustrated again, because the funny thing about Sports Illustrated swimsuit is no one knows who's going to be in it. It is all a mystery. Like even the cover model doesn't know she's the cover model until like 2 days before. Like They are.
I
so
like
great
that
at
though.
surprising.
Yeah.
That it just makes it much more exciting and crazy.
Yes.
And, oh my god. And you went through like a couple trials. So I didn't realize there's like the rookie, and then there's something else, and then there's this. There's a lot of tiers to this.
There's layers to this.
I didn't realize it takes like a really
It's
long
like-
time to get to the cover.
Every year that you're back is like an extra, like, oh my goodness, yes. Like, thank
Like
God
I'm
I'm
closer
back.
to the
Like,
top. Okay. That's
I
cool.
mean, every time I get the call, I like bawl my eyes out. I'm like, yes, another year.
Oh.
And when I got the call this year, I ran over to my trainer and I was like, give me a butt. Like, how do we get
Let's go.
You're like, I need it up, I need it tight, I need it.
I was like, tiny
It
legs,
worked.
this
It was
booty.
there.
We got
It
to see the
worked.
hourglass.
It was there. Let me tell you.
Thank you. It was
No.
all him. It was all
That's
him.
amazing. Is there something you have to tell yourself? Do you ever like look in the mirror? Is there a pep talk you tell yourself before? Or you're like, okay, I'm
Yes.
getting in a bikini. I gotta be sexy.
Oh, what do you do?
I'm gonna roll around on the beach. What do you tell yourself?
I'm like, every time, which sounds so silly, I imagine if they picked me for cover, what that photo would look like and what I'd want it to look like. And I was like,
That's
you know
smart.
what? I'd want it to be the best version of me, which means I have to put in the amount of work necessary to like imagine myself on the cover of Sports Illustrated. So
Yeah.
every single year, that's what I do. I'm like, I'm going to just imagine what I think a cover of Sports Illustrated
Right.
is in my head if I was on it. And I
Yeah.
would be that version of myself.
You're manifesting it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you have to do in a
Exactly.
lot of things. Like if you go into a situation and you picture like, this is where it's going to, even if it's
Mhm.
not for that, you're like, this is what it is. Like,
Yep.
this is how you're going to behave that way. And I think that that's a really good, like, mental preparation
Yeah.
just
Yes.
to get you in that mode.
Well, it's funny because last year when Olivia Culpo landed one of the covers, because there were 3 girls on the cover,
Right.
Yeah.
she had an entire board where she actually cut out pictures and pasted them over old covers of Sports Illustrated. And it was a manifestation board. And it's like, there's
Oh,
so
she
much power
wanted
in
it.
that.
Yep.
And now she actually has a copy of Sports Illustrated where she is the cover girl.
That's smart.
So I need to
And it's
start
so
doing that.
So why don't we do that? Why don't we
I'm gonna
take
start
photos of each
cutting
other?
myself out, putting it on Vogue.
Yes.
Vogue.
You're like,
Vogue.
it's happening. It's happening.
It's happening.
Get it done.
So I am known as like the hopeless romantic of the group, and I know that you're married and you have a husband. His name is Matt, right? And you
Yes,
guys,
it
how long
is.
have you guys been married?
5 years. I'm like an old married lady. I
It's
swear.
Well, you don't look like an
Well,
old
so
married lady. I'll
I-
tell you that.
So I heard there was a funny story about how you actually met him. Like,
Sophia and
how
I are
old were
such
you?
a sucker
We
for a
love
good
the
story.
first time meeting, and
Yeah.
we love like the first impressions, and like what was it for you guys?
So, long story short, I actually met this guy on Tinder. Not my husband, different guy. I met him on
That's funny you
Tinder.
say that because
Hold on.
she
I
divorced
just
me.
convinced Sophia to join a dating app. So the fact that you
Yes!
just met him on Tinder, I told you.
I'm on Hinge.
I told you.
Do it.
Anyway, please
He's just
continue.
a good one. Hey.
No, but you were on Tinder for him. You met. See, she's laughing. She didn't meet him on Tinder. She
I
met
did
someone
not
else
meet
on Tinder.
I met him indirectly on Tinder. So I went
Well,
on
it
this
wouldn't have happened.
with Tinder, and the date was horrible. It was
Oh,
like
no.
the worst date ever.
Why was it
so
horrible?
bad?
It was there was this little joint in Minnesota. I was like 20. No, I was probably younger than 20. I was probably like 19. And it had an elevator that like went up to this rooftop restaurant. And I had just met this man, like just met him. And he tried to like Christian Grey me in the elevator. And I was like, bro, I
No.
don't even know.
It's been a second.
No.
No, like this, I know it looks cool in the movie, but no, like, don't do this. So after that, like ordering appetizers after you have to like stop a guy from trying to kiss you when you just met him in an elevator,
So
Not-
awkward.
the best situation.
Not the
No.
best scenario.
Not the best. So then the entire time during the dinner, he kept saying, oh, my best friend lives right down the road. Like he lives right, my best friend. He's so amazing, but he lives right down the road. And I was
Okay.
like, I feel like this is my out. Like, why don't you invite your best friend? Like, I want to meet him. Because it was
Smart.
awkward between the two of us. And that best friend was my husband.
That is.
So if he hadn't tried to Christian Grey you in the elevator, and if it hadn't gone terribly, and if he hadn't offered to hang out with his friend, you wouldn't have met your husband.
Yeah, I
We
feel like
need to do stuff like this.
We need to get out of the house. I think that's the first step.
This
that is the
It's a
first.
great
I need to
story.
say 50 Shades of Grey for my marriage. Like, I feel like I need to
Yeah.
thank them.
I think so
What do you
too.
think
That-
is the key though? Because you guys have been together for a while and now you're married. What do you think was the 3 key things that helped build like a healthy relationship? Because I know every relationship has its ups and downs. Like nothing's perfect. But what is a really good thing that people should know when they're getting into a relationship and they're like in a relationship that they should remember?
I think it's staying true to who you are is the first. Like being completely and utterly yourself. Like don't mold yourself to be like that person that they like you more. Like I remember in high school doing that. Like I'm like, oh,
I do that.
This guy. Yeah. So he liked, I don't know, some weird movie thing. So I'll start liking that. Like I'll start liking this and that and all these things that he likes so that he falls in love with me. With my husband, I was like, I'm going to be completely and totally myself. Like that's the first thing. I'm going to be like completely authentic.
Screw it, nerd, me, beautiful, exactly. I got it.
I'm like, I'm going to go to bed with like toothpaste on my face if I'm breaking out. Like I'm just going to be, I'm not going to be like the cute, like,
always picture perfect,
like always looking good and dressing well. Like I'm gonna be a hot mess, which is what I am 99% of the time.
So this is not normal.
This is not
like this is curled this morning. Like I know
this took hours. No, but I love that. It's so authentic and pure.
It's being natural, being yourself initially right off the bat and continuing that.
And communication is second. Communication is like key. If you do not have that communication, especially because him and I are long distance a lot of the time because of our work, like it's done. Like if you can't communicate, like you might as well like wave that white flag. Like
so what's your form of you FaceTiming a lot? Is that how you're doing it?
FaceTime, just communicating about your day, communicating your feelings. Like if you're feeling a certain way, say it. Even if it's gonna like hurt the other person's feelings, even if it's hard to say, don't bury that deep down because in marriage over time it just like grows and grows and grows.
That's a good communicate. True. Because there's times I feel like I don't know if you're like this too, but when you feel a certain way and you don't say it, it kind of comes out in other ways and you're passive aggressive throughout the week.
And we just worry so much about not hurting their feelings.
And then they would rather us hurt their feelings in the moment right then and there.
Like, why don't you just tell us how you feel?
I know.
Exactly. It's like when you think
it's a sign of maturity.
That's a sign of maturity. That's true.
Like,
exactly. 100%.
The guy and he was being like weird and acting passive aggressive, I'd be like, what's wrong? And he'd be like, I'm fine. And I'd be like, no, what's wrong? Like,
what's wrong? What's wrong with you? Yeah.
That's such good advice. Sophia and I wrote up some rapid fire questions that you just answer real quick, or you could go, you know what? It's your game. You can answer as long as you want. Yeah. Okay, here's the first one.
Cheers. Like,
most romantic thing you've ever done?
Six Flags VIP tour.
What was that?
Six Flags VIP tour.
What did we just talk about this? Wait, I love Six Flags
VIP tour. Six Flags, more fun. We love Six Flags. That is great. All right, next one. What does your cheat day look like?
My Taco Bell, lava cakes from Domino's, and sesame chicken and cream cheese puffs. Boom.
Wow. That was the answer of the year.
This might even be the same one. What is your guilty pleasure?
Taco Bell. And sesame chicken with cream cheese puffs.
That's amazing.
All the above.
Wait, what is the cream cheese puff? What is this?
This must be a Minnesotan thing because whenever I go to LA or New York, everyone's like, what? It's like the ragoon, the crab ragoon, but with no crab.
Yes, I've had this before. It's like it's a pastry, and there's just cream in it.
Oh, it's like a donut, like a little donut.
Fried.
Yeah.
It's so bomb.
Yeah, like, I've seen those.
I would go to Minnesota for one of those for sure. Yeah. For sure.
Make sure you go during the summer. Do not go during the winter.
Okay, got it. Oh, absolutely not the winter.
Okay, if you could have a song play every time you entered a room, what would it be?
Oh my God. I'm trying to think of what I've been listening to recently. It would probably be a Beyonce song. I don't know which one because it's like there's so many good ones, but a Beyonce song would be like I am here type of freaking moment.
Yeah, like I woke up like this, flawless. Yes. Wake up like flawless.
As for humor though, I would definitely like WAP to play just like as a like that would be so funny.
Fabulous.
Room, you're just like, what's up?
What's up? Oh, let's go. Okay, I feel like I know the answer to this next one. What's one word to describe yourself in high school?
Nerdy and weird.
Nerd. Yep, perfect.
We're the same.
What's a childish thing you still do as an adult?
Legos.
We love that.
We love Legos.
That's why it makes me feel like Bionicle.
What kind of Legos? There's different kinds of Legos. What are we talking?
Like Millennium Falcon adult Lego set.
God.
Adult Lego set. That's what I mean.
Adult Lego set. Nothing better.
It's so much fun constructing because you're kind of a scientist, so I get that. You like to look at her.
She's that engineer and me.
Engineer and me is like
Legos.
Okay, so if you could do one thing in the world besides being a super hot engineer and a model, what would it be?
I would be a reconstructive surgeon.
Oh,
cool.
I like that.
That was like my ultimate goal, was
That's
reconstructive
amazing.
surgery.
Oh,
So like reconstructing people who have been in accidents or people who have lost their breasts because of breast cancer, things like that. Like it's art, which is what I do now, mixed with science and medicine, which is what I used to do.
And
so
it's
like
also
so cool.
It changes people's lives, and
That's
they really
so
wake
cool.
up and they go like, "You just made me the most confident person now."
Exactly.
So
It's like you're
rewarding.
able to make an impact on somebody's life in a way that they will never forget.
That is
Well,
awesome.
it's not too late. You can always try.
I know, here we go.
I can always go back.
You got so much energy. Take on another career, why don't you? Just do it.
I'm just going to sign up for medical school while I'm trying to be, a model, while I'm doing all these other things. I got this.
You got this.
I just need a calendar. We're good.
Your plate is so small. Like you have nothing going on already.
Right.
Like just go for it. You're fine. Haley,
You inspired me.
Oh my God.
Yay, I hope so.
Thank you so much for coming on our podcast today. You were
Of course.
so much fun, and like honestly, you just made me so energized with your personality. So thank you so much.
Most beautiful smile.
Thank you guys. It was
Oh
great
my
to
God!
meet
Of
you.
course, tell our listeners where they can find your Instagram, all of that stuff.
Well, hey guys, thank you so much for listening to me blab on about how nerdy I am. But you can find me at Haley, Haleyy, Bailey, Baylee on Instagram and on TikTok and on Twitter.
Oh, I will be following you on
She loves
TikTok.
the TikTok.
I'll see you there.
I love the TikTok. I'll follow you back.
Oh my
Perfect.
God, it was so good to meet you. Hopefully we can
So
see
great
each other
to
when you're in
meet you.
LA.
I know, right? Once quarantine is over, Lego date. Let's go.
Yes, in.
Bye.
Bye, Haley.
Bye, guys. Thank you.